Hello survivors and welcome to another The Spell Brigade video. We are playing in Severe. I wanted to play with the Aether Beam and we just re-rolled a really lot of times, and the only reason I started off over here is because it took me so long that I actually forgot what I said before I reached level 5. So I just decided to start off at level 5 and we'll get straight into it. And if I mentioned something I spoke about before, you'll never know because this is where we started. So trickery right there. We're going to grab ourselves spell range. That is going to be very important as well. Now the thing about this skill is it's more of a healing skill than it is actually a damage skill. I think it's really good in multiplayer, but when it comes to solo, I haven't been able to complete a hardcore round with it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I haven't really. You have to get the skill and reroll quite often, and it becomes quite a slug to do. But also you need to also then, get all the augments for the skill and everything like that. So there's a couple of augments for it. There's additional projectiles, which you can get 3 of them. And then it's to focus the most healthy target. Now, this is usually detrimental to a lot of skills because of the walls. But as you can see, this does actually move through walls. So it's not really a problem. But there is a third augment which you can get, which is for healing allies. Now, if you did have an ally with you, which in this case I don't, but before you land up getting the augment, you'll notice the beam does never do damage to your ally, nor does it ever even connect with them. And then as soon as you get that healing augment, the beam will attach to your ally. So it will actually deal healing damage to them, which makes me say that there is a healing build out there. There are, all these skills that have the healing augments. There's Solar Pulse, there's Hex Bomb, there's the Aether Beam, there is the new, the Fissure skill, the Chthonic Charge does it, Necro World does it. There's a whole lot of them which have healing capabilities. And if you get all of those skills and you get the healing for those skills, you are going to be in a really, really strong spot with your healing as a character. And then if you add the fire infusion on top of that, if you feel like you're being a little bit of a horrible person, you could add ice to that. But fire makes it so that you are going to heal them over time as well. So it does burn your ally, but it doesn't deal damage. It actually does burning as a heal instead. So it works really, really well with that in mind. So do keep that in mind. Fire is a really good infusion when it comes to actually healing allies, but everything else about it, pretty bad. Unless you got a really hard hitting like Phantom Blade or Arcane Broadsword, some really hard hitting skills, then fire infusion is good for that as well, because you're able to kill things really quickly with the fire debuff as well. Okay, there's the last statue. These ones are going to turn into enemies so that we can kill them. We do get the augment that it hits the enemy with the most health. That's very good because it increases our base damage by 15%. So I'm quite happy to get that. You can see we were doing about 100 damage. We're now doing 133 damage. And it's just going to focus whoever. That's why we start with Solar Pulse as well. I don't think there's any reason. Solar Pulse is just the quickest starting skill. But otherwise, you can go for any skill that you want. You can use Hattie, you can use Magic Missile. All of them are pretty decent. It's just if you want to level up to level 5 as quick as possible, Solar Pulse is the way to go. We're going to go with Spell Damage. The range is good. Cooldown is good, but when you get the opportunity for Spell Damage, we are going to take it. Because, of course, damage is the thing that's going to allow us to kill with the skill. Just trying to get as much XP as possible. We could grab the spell range over here. That's going to be fun. There we go. And then we just need more beams now so that we can focus on more enemies. More beams and then also lightning will obviously make it fantastic. As you all know, it is a fast hitting skill. Lightning makes it so that that's even better, and so on and so forth. Ice could be very good if you don't get it, but otherwise we're looking at lightning. So we do get ice. I don't know, you might need ice, but we might land up infusing solar flare with ice instead. So we're going to go with acid. And hopefully we can get lightning on the second infusion. There we go. Just going to use these guys right now. They're probably going to be the best way for us to level in the beginning. We do get a legendary range. It's very unfortunate that it wasn't legendary damage, but it does help us quite a lot. You can see at least it gets to focus on the enemies that are going to be most healthy, that are, you know, it's a good distance away from us. So it's going to help us with the boss fight as well. The more range you have, then of course the more damage you can do to the boss without getting close to him. So there is that. We do get it focusing on the explodey guys as well, which is really good for us, because then we don't have to run into them to get them to explode on enemies. They're just going to explode close enough to them, and that's going to be great. I'm going to hold on to that magnet because I don't think we need to use it just yet. We will most definitely be looking for one later on. And then we get the rift starting right by us, so we can get there as quickly as possible. I'm going to take Rune Burst, so we got more defenses. As you can see, Solar Pulse isn't really doing too much damage yet, so we want to try and keep that damage up as much as possible. We have to get back in here. There we go. Oh man, I don't really want to. I guess we'll go with Solar Pulse, that's fine. Had to pick up the magnet because it's the only way we could get where we needed to go. And didn't finish it. Come on, we're nearly there. I really want the range, but we're not going to focus on Rune Burst, so I am going to increase the XP gain rather. And there we go, we did finish this. That's fine. We should get additional projectile. Perfect. And now at least we're focusing on 2 enemies at the same time. And now let's go look for our relic. Delayed Fate. Ooh, look there, the relic is. What else is nice is this will focus on relics as well. Again, it's only 1 beam will focus per enemy. We are going to grab ourselves Joint Protection over here. We don't have the life to reroll, unfortunately. Although this is a severe, not hardcore, you can already see just how hard it is. If we had to use any other skill, I doubt we'd even get hit. But it is what it is. Cooldown reduction works the same way on this that it does on your Solar Pulse. So it will just tick faster with more cooldown reduction. And we apparently can get to 100% cooldown reduction with using Veiled Haste. It has been done before by another YouTuber, which is really cool. But apparently it might have a hard cap, even though they did get over 100%. I don't think you actually see much of a difference, or I think it is hard capped. But it would be interesting to know that. Okay, we just get him to explode. See, the thing is, if I didn't get lightning, I would normally like reset and try again, sort of thing. But like, just because it's so difficult to start with the skill, and it already took me like 16 attempts just to start with it, I can't then restart again hoping to get lightning, because there's no guarantee for it anyway. I could go re-roll so many times and never get the lightning upgrade. So that's like the ideal plan. That's why when we did the Scepter Mesh video, which we're down in the description, that video was just insane RNG. Such good luck with getting the correct upgrades and the right infusions. Everything we wanted for that build just came together. It's like all those times I've done videos like this one where we don't get what we want. The game's eventually like, broken. We feel sorry for you. We'll give you all of that stuff. So it will be down in the description if you haven't checked it out yet. Also, there are times I forget to put these things down in the description. So if I don't, it was, Saturday's video or Friday's video. No, it was Saturday. So just go take a look at that. Alright, let's go and have a look here. We're going to grab the luck. That's beautiful. Definitely helps us over there. Also, if we get a specific amount of armor when we're playing on, you know, severe at least, we can make ourselves immortal. We do get the epic spell damage. That is beautiful to see. And then we're going to be focusing on the healers right now, which is great because they're the ones that irritate us the most. So luckily we can focus them using the beams, like so. The only problem with it is they take so long to kill that we'll end up having so many enemies around us by the time we do kill them. That's why we need to use the explodey guys a lot. Which unfortunately there aren't any too close to us. There we go. Alright, it is the golden crab. That's a really good one for us because the... Ooh, we gotta go for the luck again. The crab is going to allow us to focus a beam on him, so we should be able to kill it very, very quickly. But this is a good example of why the skill is better for co-op and for healing allies as opposed to, you know, dealing damage to enemies. Again, as you can see, it latches onto a target. If that target has a lot of life, it's going to become really difficult to kill them until you get the right, or not augments, but until you get the right upgrades for it and the right infusions. Again, so now we're hitting 3 enemies at a time, which is also really good for us. So we're doing triple the amount of damage now technically from the start because, or double. No, it would be triple. We could go for Septimesh. It's probably better than the others at level 1. And we have a lot of tick damage skills over here, so fire infusion's very bad. But lightning on all these skills, that would be beautiful. Nice big explosion over there for us. And then as you can see, now we actually clearing up a little bit better since we have, you know, hitting a 3rd enemy. Another big explosion over there. It's probably the one thing that I really like the most about that's so satisfying about this game, is it's so satisfying getting those explosions. Alright, we aren't going to level up Septimesh or Rune. I mean, it depends on our level, to be honest. Man, there were some runs when I got like legendary upgrades at level 2. I had a legendary upgrade to XP gain, but I don't believe that was this run, so that was very sad. Just to try and get the skill, you gotta like... It just hurts, you know? Alright, there should be a big explosion very soon. We just gotta try and get the damage onto the explodey boys. Or get close to them at least, so we did like there. Didn't get as much explosions off as I thought we would get. Alright, we're on 22 luck and we haven't even picked up Delayed Fate yet. We're still hoping to grab it in the next relic, which should be coming up very soon. Take a little bit of damage over there, it's fine. Remember, we are getting more armor every time we level up. And do we get the final level? We don't. We can get the solar pulse, so we'll do that. It landed up with fire, so again, that would be the perfect instance. You grab fire for solar pulse when you're playing multiplayer, so that you can heal your allies. And then... yeah, you have good times. Don't know what I was looking for. I think I was looking to see if we could find a relic before it spawned. I don't know why I would do that, because it hasn't spawned. That was a decent explosion, chain explosion over there. Problem is we just not, if I don't get lightning at level 14, we're in such a bad spot because as you can see, the clear is just terrible. Having to rely on the explodey boys is not the way to play with a certain weapon. So it is really, really difficult. It is really, really horrible. That should be a decent explosion. We do get the spell cooldown, please. Okay, we do get the lightning, so that is really, really good. So we should start seeing significant improvements in our damage and clear now at least. Because we do have 3 targets we're hitting. Each target's going to proc the lightning. Although it doesn't even look like each target's proccing lightning, and even if they are, it's doing so little damage. Okay, we definitely need more damage on the skill. Okay, grab the XP gain while we're leveling up. That sounds like a good idea. We can go and grab ourselves more damage on the solar pulse since, you know, we've already started leveling it. And then while we're crushing statues over here, we'll start looking for the relic as well. Oh, look at that. We found it. Alright, delayed fate. Come on, show yourself. We can reroll. We are healthy enough. There's delayed fate after 1 reroll, so we're happy. And now we just don't reroll options. So we got 10 levels, so at level 43 we'll know that we've done enough. And we should be good. Good. We just need to find these statues to crush. This world feels empty, ladies and gentlemen. Is that just me, or what's happening there? Why was nothing following me? Also, where are these other statues? It's like the whole entirety of the bottom level is empty. What is going on? Alright, we found one. Grab more spell damage. We found 2. That's good. We found 3. That's perfect. I've got enough life to reroll once, just in case we don't get it, but we do get the additional projectile. And then there's nothing else to them, it's only healing, but it does look like they might have changed the game so that you don't get the healing augment if you don't have allies? Maybe, that'd be so cool if they did that. Imagine they did do that for us. Imagine you can't get a healing augment when you're playing solo. That would actually make things so much better for the game, to be honest. Like imagine the augment. So that's the same thing that they're hopefully going to do with delayed fate. So let's say I used all 3 of my rerolls and we didn't have any rerolls left. If they were able to make it so that you don't find the option for delayed fate, then there's obviously an increased chance to get other things. And that just makes it so much easier to get certain objectives. So if they did make it as a thing, could they do that with healing augments as well? They could see, okay, player number equal to 1, therefore you don't find augment X, Y, and Z. So that would be really, really cool. I know nothing about coding, but I know that that should work. Just a simple line like that, you know. If player number equals 1, then cancel X augment, you know, the augments that heal. I should become a programmer. Look how brilliant my code would be. Alright, so we're going to grab the base damage. So, I mean, as you can see, it is doable. This is on severe, though, so it is quite interesting, but as you can see, it's still very difficult. We are not in a good place over here. We do get a legendary spell size though, which I'm more than happy to grab. But we need to get out of this corner because that's a very dangerous corner to be in. We're going to grab more spell size. We are going to see a lot more epics now because our luck is sitting on 29. Man, it used to be so nice when Delayed Fate never had a limit to it. and you'd get it, and then you'd get like 50 luck, and every single upgrade used to be at least epic quality or higher. But as you can see, as long as you still got some a limit to the relic, unfortunately you can't do those shenanigans anymore. Good times before nerfs happen. I mean, I guess game balance. I don't know why. I know people have said this before as well, but I don't understand why games like this necessarily need a balance. If you're releasing something and it feels really strong, like luck, obviously it means that everyone's going to go with it. You know, everyone's going to grab delayed fate. So I get why it's needed, but at the same time, it's like, so what? It's really, really fun to play that way. Why stop people from doing that? I guess it's just then the difficulty becomes trivial. But then again, you could just change the difficulty to match the power of the player, instead of then being like, okay, well, they've got that much power because of this. Let's rather nerf this and keep the difficulty the same. I don't know. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section while you are liking this video at the same time. Alright, we're going to go for spell cooldown over there. We are taking a lot of damage. The boss is going to spawn very, very soon, so we should be done there very soon. Still using these guys to explode to help us clear out the pack. I mean, this is terrible. We'll grab the health regen since, you know, we are taking a lot of damage. But here we go, there's the boss. The one thing we could do now is try and look for the armor to damage, but we're going to lose too much movement speed. So the amount of damage we gain isn't going to benefit us, and we don't have ice infusion either. So if I manage to infuse this with ice by the time we find the relic, which could be 2 levels, then we can do it, but otherwise that's not going to happen. Alright, now as long as we stay within a specific range, we should be able to hit him, but as you can see, we have to stay within like this range, and even then the damage we're doing is negligible. It's really bad. It's so sad. We need more range. This is why I said it earlier. We really need to work, or you need to get spell range on it. Otherwise, it's not going to do enough damage. And just remember, it's taking us this long, and this isn't even hardcore. So imagine now we're doing this on hardcore. And we did get acid and lightning. So there's some more range, that's fine. As soon as we move out of range of the boss though, you can see it just latches onto other enemies. Which we don't need. And I don't even see that. I can't even focus on trying to find the relic because there's so many enemies around us that I'm focusing on not being, you know, murdered by them all. So there's that as well. Do we get lightning? We do. I don't need wildfire for the achievement. Some of you do. That would have been the perfect time to get it, but as you can see, I don't need it. I've got all the skins for the Sun Mage. I do need to still get venom on our dear Ludwig. And I think I made a mistake doing a U-turn. We're gonna have to just book it. No, oh no, that's stuck in the corner, and I knew that was gonna hit me. We might actually land up using a life over here. No, it doesn't look like we do. Thought maybe we would. But you can see the problems I have with the skill. It's still a very nice skill to use, but just because of the way that it works. Okay, I can't really stop that, unfortunately. We're in a really bad position there. And it should be that for the boss. It will be really bad if something like Rune runic blasted more damage or something like that. That'd be really, really funny. So let's go take a look. It only dealt not even 1,000,000 damage. So just think about that. We had 19 levels in the skill. 19 levels. And it only did 300 DPS more than Runic Burst. This did more, that actually did more damage than Rune Burst. So that's really interesting. 11 minutes in and it nearly did the same, like nearly more DPS than the Aether Beam. So again, it's a co-op, a healing skill. Keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. And always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.